I have 21 days to sell as many of my own possessions as I possibly can before I leave my house and start the next chapter of this adventure, which is to leave the UK and go and see what the rest of the world is like and where we might want to live moving forward. And so today, which is, if you can see that, the 8th of August, and it's 2:10. So I thought I would come out and give you a bit of an update as to where we're at in terms of selling things. Well, if I've given you the impression at any point in these videos that making plans to depart from the country is easy, or that it has been a walk in the park so far, let me today say that that is not the case. I am feeling it. I am feeling it right now, and that's just partly the decision. The weight of making this all happen is sitting heavy on my shoulders, and also just that we're kind of moving at pace now. 21 days till we've got to leave that house, and we're trying to do that with as little as physically possible. But I'll tell you, the last couple of days my body is just aching. Yesterday I had to take apart 2 IKEA desks. Well, take the lid off them and remove the crank arm from that moves the desk up and down, and then carry the desk down the stairs, and then 2 people have came and bought it today, and I'm covered in bruises, and I've done my neck in, my shoulder's killing me. I think, do you know, if you ever get to that stage where you just feel like your whole skeleton feels out of alignment, I occasionally go see a chiropractor nearby, and sometimes I can just tell when I need that, and I'll tell you, I feel like I need it now. I feel like a readjustment is needed because my hips are hurting, my back is hurting, my neck is hurting, and I'm waking up in the morning and I'm feeling beaten up. And Yvonne is the same, my wife is the same. She's covered in bruises from banging legs off of tables and all sorts. And we're getting through it, but man, it is, if you're thinking of doing this, right, if you're thinking of getting out of here and you're watching this as an example of, like, you know, how does it go and is it stressful? Let me say, yes, it's stressful. This is one of the biggest decisions that we've ever taken in our lives, if not the biggest decision we've ever taken. And it's taken its toll on us some days. I messaged a mate just the other night and I said to him, I would be honest with you and say I'm struggling a little bit here. I'm tired, I'm feeling worn out. And he sent me a message back, right? Now I posted this on my Instagram account and some of you will have seen it, but I'll post it here, just here on the screen, so that you can read it. And he sent me this, and it says on it, right before you level up, everything gets harder. Like everything. This is the test to see if you're ready for what comes next. Push through. And I read that and I was like, well, you know, if this was easy, if just packing up and selling things and leaving and going for a new life was easy, we'd all be doing it. But the reality is, it is not easy. And when I read that message, it gave me a little bit of a motivational boost. And I've just posted a video 2 days ago talking about motivation. I'm not lacking motivation in this. I'm just feeling the effort that we've gone through. I lay in bed last night and I was saying to Yvonne, oh God, I'm feeling it. And she said to me, yes. And what I hadn't really taken into consideration in this, and that she reminded me of, is this is the 2nd house I've cleared this year. I cleared my late father's house at the beginning of this year, pretty much myself. And now I'm clearing this house here. And I say myself, I mean Yvonne and I. I'm clearing this house myself, and I'm feeling tired. And I would say this is the point where I've got to push through. So those 2 desks have gone today. I've been to the post office run again. I mean, my local post office, see when I go in, the guy that runs the counter, he gives me a look like, mate, you're taking the piss. Because I'm in there like every day with packages, and today I went in with a massive package and he just refused to take it. It was like, it's too heavy. So I've had to drive across town and drop it off at another post office because he just wasn't having it. So I've fixed that, I've dealt with it, and I've got that delivered. But man, my body was aching trying to ship it out. It was a Sonos thing. Speaking of Sonos, right, if I was going to say anything had made me a little bit sad recently, right, I've sold records from my record collection, I've sold personal items, I've sold some artwork, and none of that has really mattered. But I sat the other night and I dismantled some Sonos stuff, I put it in a box, but I left 2 speakers out in the subwoofer and I just listened to a couple of songs, and I just sat there with the enjoyment of it, listening to the quality from it, and it brought a little tear to my eye. And do you know what the tear was about? Just listening to the music and the sound system, and it kind of dawned on me that I'll probably never own most of this stuff again, because I won't be in a financial situation to probably own or buy any of this stuff again. So it was just a little moment in me that was like, that's gone, let it go. Now, probably the reason that it sunk in the way that it did was just listening to one song, which was kind of sparked by friends of Yvonne and I, long time friends, decades of friends, that kind of relationship. A very close family member just passed away suddenly some days ago, and a friend of ours, it was his brother, and he had just posted a video with the same song that I was playing on the Sonos system, and it just brought a little tear to my eye, thinking about a friend who's just suddenly lost a brother who's about the same age as me very quickly. And a viewer of mine here, Dawn, had messaged me saying, you never know the day, he'd also lost a relative, just in a very sudden message. So it's those little moments, right, where you're just kind of getting on with something and then you pause and then you get a message from somebody that's like, this has just happened, and you're like, whoa. That's kind of what resets myself about thinking about what we're trying to achieve here, which is leave the country and enjoy the life, because we've had health issues and we've had grief for both Yvonne and I of losing family members, not just me but Yvonne as well, over the last couple of years. And it's like, don't want to head down this path of just working and grinding away and never really taking time for ourselves to just enjoy a bit of life. So that comes back into my head, and relating back to the text message, the meme that my mate sent me, push through. Push through. And that's what I'm trying to do. But I would be disingenuous if I gave you the impression that trying to make such a massive life change is easy. It's a walk in the park, a cakewalk, because it isn't. It's not for the faint-hearted. This is testing my fortitude and Yvonne's fortitude and our appetite for that change. So we've got to this position now where a lot of things have moved on, been sold, but 21 days left to get rid of as much as what's left in the house, and that will be sofas, TVs, beds, big things. And I'm trying to think of a plan, with a backup plan, and with a final plan, should I be unable to do that in the coming days before I finally hand the keys back and depart. Right, slightly different topic. I've told you before I was having health issues, and I had a kidney stone and I was waiting for medical treatment, and I've posted about my frustrations about the NHS. And you know, I see Keir Starmer on the news or on Twitter posting, 1 million more appointments, 5 million more appointments. Granted, we're reducing down NHS waiting times, and it makes me mad. It makes me mad because I know it's bullshit. Now, I've been waiting since January for an appointment at the Northampton Hospital. I've been called there on multiple occasions, had appointments booked and then later cancelled. I've been up there to meet the doctor, who then said, oh, we just wanted to check you still wanted this appointment. I'm like, are you kidding me? Of course I want the appointment. Anyway, yesterday, as I'm mid going through the sale of items at the house, I received a text message, and the text message read, we need to get in contact with you ASAP regarding your appointment. So I thought, okay, well, click on this link. Clicked on the link, and what did I get? Let me just find it and I'll show it on screen here, right? But I got a treatment waiting list, and it says on it, we are currently running a number of patient engagements and you may receive a number of communications from us regarding your care, especially if you're open to multiple specialities at once. Please bear with us as we work to ensure that we get through all of these appointments. So I go to the survey and it's like, if you have been given the decision to treat and are awaiting a date, please click this button here. So I click the button, right, because I'm waiting on the appointment. And then it says on it, Dear John, this is yesterday, right? Dear John, our records show that you are still awaiting a hospital procedure or outpatient appointment at the Urology Department, Northampton. We would like to apologise for the length of wait, but we know things can change over time. So they're basically just writing to me again to say, are you better yet? Are you better before we give you an appointment? Because if you're better, we can just drop you out of this. We can send you back to your GP. And I'm like, no, I'm not better. I'm still waiting. But I wanted to share that because sometimes people say to me, oh, you know, you could have done this or you could have done that differently, or oh, the waiting times, that's not the case. And I think, oh, I'm still waiting. So there's a message from the hospital to tell me that they're aware that the waiting times are long and that I'm still waiting to be seen, but do I still need to be seen? But I've said yes. Nothing's going to happen now because 21 days and we're out of here. If only they could see me to just straighten out my spine, that would be pretty good. Right, that's it for today. Just a quick roundup to let you know that if you're thinking about doing all of this, there are going to be moments where you're really tested, like, are we losing our minds? Is this insanity? But as that message, that meme said, push through. Push through. Look at the day it is. It's beautiful sunshine. If you can, get outside, get a bit of vitamin D from the sunshine. It's great for the mind, it's great for the body, and it's very good for the soul. I'll see you in the next video.